Shalom everyone to Living with the Times. We are continuing to talk about the situation here in Israel, and we're doing so by connecting it to the Torah portion of this week, which is Parshat Lecha. This is when God commands Avram to leave his land, to leave his birthplace and his father's home, and to go to the land that I will show you, that God will show Avram. He comes to Israel, and in the first few sentences, God promises Avram the land of Israel as an everlasting inheritance. Later in the portion, there is an incredibly symbolic, awesome account of what's called Brit Ben Betarim, the covenant between the pieces. And here again, God promises Avram that this land will be yours and your children and your children's children forever. And then Avram asks, how will I know that I will inherit it? So there's a lot of discussion. What did Avram mean? God had just promised him the land. So it's explained when he said, how will I know that I will inherit it? He was asking, how do I know that for the rest of my life I will have enough merit to deserve this gift that you're giving us? How will I know that my children's children will merit to have this land? And so God makes a covenant with him. It's called the covenant of the pieces, Brit Ben Betarim. And God tells him to take different animals and to prepare them for an offering in two lines. And the meaning of this is like an answer to his question, that you will merit the land of Israel through sacrifice, through service. In Pirkei Avot, it says the world stands on three things: on Torah, Avoda, and Gemilut Chasadim. On learning Torah, Avoda means the service of God, which in ancient times was a service in the temple. Today, it's been transformed into the service of doing all of the mitzvot, but especially prayer and acts of kindness, Gemilut Chasadim. So God, in this covenant, shows Avram the whole future of the Jewish people. And he's showing him that to merit the land of Israel, the reality is, the way history is going to play itself out, the Jewish people are going to have to sacrifice and offer themselves in order to, not to deserve the land, because God is giving it to us as a covenant. But when we don't act properly, this is the second passage of the Shema, when we don't act properly, then we go into exile. The promise of Eretz Yisrael is ironclad, but it doesn't mean that we'll merit to be in the land the whole time. And so, along with Avram preparing these animals as an offering, so it says birds of prey came swooping down in order to eat or steal these parts of animals. And it says that Avram chased them away. So we're told that the birds represent our enemies, and that we're going to have to continually chase away our enemies. Like it says in the Haggadah of Pesach, in every generation they rise up to try to destroy us. But God always comes to our assistance. And then it said a deep sleep, a dread, and a darkness fell on Avram. And we're told that he saw clearly the thousands of years of exile. And then he saw a smoking furnace, and many modern day commentaries say Avram was seeing the crematorians. He was seeing the Holocaust. According to tradition, God showed him all of Jewish history. And in the end, though, he then tells him that your children will go down to Egypt, but they will come back. So every exile that we've been in the end, we come back. And all of the prophets of Israel said that after the last exile, which has been for thousands of years, 2,000 years of the Roman exile, the exile of Esav. But now we're back. All the prophets said at the end of that, God will bring you back to the land of Israel. It will bloom, it will blossom. Your cities will be rebuilt. The Jewish people will be gathered once again. It's happening. We are seeing it. But the prophets also told us about the possibility of the final wars before Mashiach is coming. And we fought too many wars in the last 100 years. Just war after war, and now we're in another one. And yet, here we are back in Eretz Yisrael. And we should make no mistake that our enemies want to take back the land. They want to kick us out. And if they had a chance, they would do to all of us what they did in 2 weeks ago on Simchas Torah. They showed their hand. They showed their face. They have no problem publicly announcing that this is their intention, to rid the land of the Jewish people. So we are in an existential battle for the land of Israel. So it's so significant that it's this week's Parsha that God makes a covenant with Avram and promises him that the land of Israel will be ours forever. And we have certainly sacrificed enough over Jewish history. The time has come for Mashiach to come, and we need to get through this present war to get there. The whole world needs us to be victorious. And so, God willing, we will do what we have to do. We didn't ask for this, but this is an existential fight for survival of the Jewish people in the land of Israel. So everyone has to unite together and support what's happening here in Israel. And together, God willing, we will be victorious and we will see the full prophecies revealed of Mashiach coming. May we live to see it.